Inquisitorial report. Alpha level urgency. The cicatrix maledictum has fallen across the universe, and in its wake, chaos and war have come to Sigma Mundi. The abhuman beastmen have thrown off their indentured servitude and formed wild herds of Fellgor Ravagers, venting their fury on any they come across. Unfortunately, they have stumbled into the path of a covert team of Alpha Legionaries. Which kill team will emerge victorious in this chance encounter? This is a battle that can only be fought by WarDollies. Hello everyone, and welcome to WarDollies. I'm Colin, and in our inaugural game, I'm going to be running some Fellgor Ravagers.
Hey everyone, this is Justin. I'll be playing the Chaos Legionaries dedicated to Nurgle.
Today, our mission will be secure on the center table setup. The burnt-out convoy in the center of the map provides plenty of vantage points and heavy cover for operatives brave or foolhardy enough to utilize them. Smokestacks, generator, and the statue provide heavy cover, but little else. Lastly, the scattered supplies and broken down tractors provide scant light cover as operatives advance.
The Legion wins the dice off and chooses to act as the defender. As the defender, they select the top edge for their drop zone. The Alpha Legion places their barricades, one to the upper left and one to the upper right. The Fellgor place their two barricades to cover the center objectives. For deployment, I chose my aspiring champ as my first operative. He's armed with a power fist and a plasma pistol, and the favor of the dark gods. Next, I chose my butcher, who has a chain axe and a grizzly trophy. After that is my gunner, armed with a melta-gun and a malefic blade, and then my heavy gunner, armed with a reaper chain gun, suspensors, and another malefic blade. Lastly is Warrior 1 with his bolt pistol and chainsword, and Warrior 2 with his uplifted bolt pistol and chainsword. For TAC Ops, the Alpha Legion chose Seek and Destroy, specifically Headhunter, Eliminate Guards, and Executioner.
For the Fellgor's deployment, we begin with the Iron Horn, who has Warpaint, followed by the Death Knell and the Shaman. In the second deployment, we begin with the Mangler, who's also sporting some Warpaint, the Gorehorn, also with Warpaint, and lastly the Vandal, who also has Warpaint. And for the third deployment, we start off with a Fluxspray, who also has some Warpaint. Then we have the Toxhorn, the Herd Goad, and last but not least, the Gnarlscar. For the TAC Ops, the Fellgor are choosing two from Seek and Destroy, being Executioner and Eliminate Guard, and then they're going to choose a third from their own faction unique options, being Relentless Aggression. For scouting, the Legion chooses Recon, and the Fellgor Ravagers chose Fortify. This gives the Legion the first turn. The Alpha Legion dashes their heavy gunner towards a vantage point, and the Fellgors add an additional barricade next to the smokestacks.
With setup complete, the game can begin. This is turning point 1. We have gone up a command point to 4. And we're going to do some strategic ploys. I go first because I have initiative. I choose not to do any strategic ploys.
All right. I'm sure, as is ever so shocking to hear, I will be calling the attack.
Okay.
So this group over here will be moving on up. All right.
Okay. So, I have no strategic ploys, so that concludes strategic ploys.
Yep, I have no other ones I would like to be doing this turn.
Now we move on to TAC Ops. I'm going to reveal Executioner.
Okay.
I choose my Heavy Gunner.
Okay.
I'll choose the Gnarlscar.
Okay. All right, so I do not have any
Tactical
ops to declare at this time.
All right, so we've concluded initiative, command points, strategic ploys, and TAC Ops. And then I have the first activation.
Yeah, I believe that makes it Firefight.
Firefight. The Heavy Gunner moves, shoots the Gnarlscar, and drives him into a frenzy, scoring Executioner.
The Mangler Blueberry moves up to the base of the shipping container.
Warrior 1 moves, dashes, and secures the objective.
The Toxhorn Bubbles moves up to the barricade and secures the objective.
Warrior 2 moves, dashes, and secures an objective.
The Fluxbray Biscuit moves up to the barricade and secures a second objective for the Fellgor.
The Aspiring Champion moves up to the objective.
The Herd Goad Yogurt moves up and then incites Fury on the Fluxbray.
The Melt-A-Gunner moves and climbs on top of the burnt-out Chimera.
The Gorehorn Waffles moves up to the shipping container to support Blueberry.
The Butcher moves up to the objective, secures it, and then dashes towards the front line.
The Shaman Licorice moves up and then casts Mantle of Darkness.
The Heavy Gunner overwatches the Fluxbray, driving him into a frenzy.
The Ironhorn Marshmallow moves up and takes a dash. The Death Knell Muffin moves up next to the Shaman. Vandal Peaches moves up. Gnarl Scar Butterscotch moves up, takes a shot at the Melt-A-Gunner, but unfortunately scores no hits and is then removed due to frenzy.
Okay, so scoring.
Yeah.
Legionnaires score 3 on primaries and 1 on secondary for Executioner.
And Fellgor pick up 2 on the primary.
TP2.
Right on.
Initiative.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Legionary got it. Next up is we gain a command point.
Okay.
Going up to 5. Then we do strategic ploys.
Okay.
I'm going to do Favor of the Dark Gods and Mutagenic Flesh.
I will call the attack.
Hell yeah.
I will call it on the Gorehorn, thus meaning it affects these 5 here.
Okay, so not the Vandal?
Not the Vandal. No,
Okay.
Vandal's out. No matter who I called it on, the Vandal was going to be out.
Okay. Next for strategic ploys, I'm going to spend 1 and do Implacable.
All right. I will then spend 1 and call Ambush.
Okay. I have no further strategic ploys.
All right, fine. I'll do Violent Temperament.
So, Tac Ops. Right?
Yep.
I'm going to reveal Eliminate Guards.
Okay.
I choose your Ironhorn,
Fruity.
and then it's your call.
I'll call Executioner from the Mangler to your Heavy Gunner.
That's probably an easy point. I'm going to call Executioner as well. It's going to be my Heavy Gunner on the Ironhorn.
At the moment, I don't have any other.
Okay, neither do I. So that is Initiative, Command Point, Strategic Ploys, and Tac Ops for Turning Point 2. So now we're into Firefight.
Okay.
The Heavy Gunner shoots the Ironhorn, drops off the container, and then moves towards his buddies.
Gorehorn Waffles charges the Heavy Gunner. During the course of the fight, he does reduce the Heavy Gunner to 4 wounds, but ends up being frenzied in return.
Summoning his courage, the Aspiring Champ moves to make Papa Nurgle proud. He climbs the burnt-out Rhino, overcharges his plasma pistol, and takes a shot at the Ironhorn, driving the goat into a frenzy. By frenzying the Ironhorn, he's achieved the Headhunter goal and eliminated a guard, scoring many points for the Alpha Legion.
Ironhorn Marshmallow charges the Aspiring Champion, fighting him in close combat. This ends up reducing the champion to 4 wounds and leads to Marshmallow being removed.
The Melt-A-Gunner scrabbles over the Chimera, fires his Melt-A-Gun, fries the goat, and drives him into a frenzy.
The Fluxbray Biscuit takes a dash and then uses Cleaver Fury, causing 4 mortal wounds to the Melt-A-Gunner.
Warrior 2 sneaks up the side of the board, dashes, and secures another objective for the Alpha Legion.
Toxhorn Bubbles moves up and tosses a Pox Bomb. Unfortunately, it ends up having no effect on either Legionnaire.
Warrior 1 charges the Gorehorn, fights him, and incapacitates him.
Mangler Blueberry charges the Aspiring Champion, fighting him in close combat and removing him from combat.
Next, the Butcher moves, dashes, and secures another objective for the Alpha Legion.
And Peaches, deciding discretion is the better part of valor, hides.
Lastly, the Heavy Gunner overwatches the Mangler and drives him into a frenzy. So this was a great game. It was a lot of fun. A lot of things went really well for me. The Heavy Gunner put in work, climbing on top of that container and just mowing goats down left and right. The Aspiring Champion's triple play, where he got Headhunter for 2 points and Eliminate Guards for another point, definitely put in work. The entire center assault was very successful, taking the Butcher, a couple of Warriors, and the Aspiring Champ right up the center line. Worked out really well for me. The other thing that worked out very nicely was having Warrior 2 sneak up the side and claim objectives. Overall, it created just an overwhelming success. So it was a great game. We had a lot of fun.
Another great game, although it was a little rough for the goats. I tried to do 2 big blobs to push up and hold different directions, but unfortunately I just got shut down by Justin's dominating lanes of fire. Close combat attempts were a little bit tepid, bouncing off most of the time, and it would have been nice if they hit a little harder. I probably shouldn't have split up my forces and kept them in one large group. I could have utilized the Mantle of Darkness a little better there. Better luck next time, I guess. But it was a great game, and thanks for playing. And so, a resounding victory for the Legionaries today on WarDollies. Additional content will be posted each Friday. Like and subscribe for more action on Sigma Mundi.